Kings and queens, welcome back to another ESG football video. For those who don't know, ESG football is going to be a free-to-play 7v7 and 11v11 football game that has no bots, all human control players, and it honestly has the potential to be one of the better games or better sports games in our generation. And in this video, I want to continue to talk about how the meta could shape out in this game because it has so, like, it's not going to be like the meta like you see in like a Madden or something like that. Because, and in part one, I talked about how there's no substitutions like there are in real football, in simulation football, or like you would even see in a Madden, to where if you come out, you could come out 2 tight ends this play, and then come out 4 wide receivers the next play on offense. There's no substitutions in ESG. So that means whatever personnel you start the game with is the personnel you have for the whole game. So let's say you have, 4 wide receivers in 11v11 and one running back. You're going to have to play the whole game with that formation. You can't switch to 2 tight ends. You can go to a 2 tight end formation, but the people at tight end will be wide receivers. Like, you see what I'm saying? And that's more what I focused on in part one. In part two, I more so want to focus on how the game can dictate the meta. Because the formations and what personnel people enter the game with, that's controlled by the player. But the game will dictate the meta in the aspect of, well, is it going to be easier to run the ball or is it going to be easier to pass the ball? If it's easy to run the ball, and let's say easy, or reliable to run the ball, then you're going to see people run the ball. That's just how it is, because running the ball is easier. You're less likely to have turnovers and things of that nature. So if running the ball is a reliable option, then I think you will see more, in 7, let's talk about 7v7, since that's the first version we'll be able to play. In 7v7, you'll see more 1 wide receiver, 1 tight end, and a running back, as opposed to 2 or 3 wide receivers. Because in 2 or 3 wide receivers, running the ball isn't going to be as easy because you have smaller guys on the field. But if you get 1 tight end or 2 tight ends on the field, then it will be easier to run the ball. And if that's your game plan, that's what you should do. But if it's difficult to run the ball, and at the higher level or the best when it comes to winning games, it's better to just pass, then you won't see many tight ends. You might see guys in 7v7 go 3 wide receivers and no running back because they know they're going to pass the ball every play. You know what I mean? So that will shape the meta. Is it going to be hard to play defense? Or is defense going to be easier to come by and it's going to be hard to score? That's going to dictate what personnel people bring. Because, and then in Madden, you also have what they call meta plays, or cover 3 beaters, cover 4 beaters, right? And in ESG, you're not going to have to worry about that, because in Madden, these plays work because the AI isn't going to handle their responsibilities the way they ought to. You could just dumb it out, run a comeback in the face of a safety that's in cover 3, and then the deep crosser, he's just going to let the deep crosser go behind him every time. But when the safety is controlled by another human and it's not an AI, well, now you don't know how that safety is going to react with the comeback in his face and a deep cross. You could play a safety that's bad and he'll bite, or in the next game you can play a safety that's really good in holding his responsibilities and he won't bite. So meta plays, I don't see how that's going to, in the sense of knowing how the AI will react to certain route combinations. Meta plays won't be in ESG like they are in football, in Madden, which I also think is dope. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to be a very unique football game, man. We've never played a football game like this to where everybody's controlled by another person. Like, you're going to be immersed in the game in a way that in a sports game that it's almost going to be like My Player. Obviously, you know how they got My Player in 2K, and the program where you just play with 5 guys, you and your other guys, and it's basketball. That happens in basketball. It's never happened in football. Even in Madden right now, the best you can do is 3v3 on MUT, and I don't play MUT, but you know what I'm saying? This is going to be a very unique experience, which is why I'm so excited for this game, because it just has potential that is crazy. And I can't wait for it to come out. In part 3, I'm going to discuss a different aspect of the meta. And if you guys enjoy content like this, just let me know. Like, subscribe, man, and I'll see you guys next time.